I want to make a quick appreciation post to our relation with Nate. What up? And I know it can be hard for bros to open up, but I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. Because if you want to catch an epic wave, you could get barreled or you could get wrecked, but you'll never know if you don't paddle out. So I'm just gonna dive right in. No, in all seriousness though, I don't really usually share things. I'll share my art because it's open to interpretation, but sharing the things that I write makes me a little nervous. No, I'm not nervous at all. So let's go. Nature is a complex web of intricate relationships, from the microbe turning unseen in the soil, to the fox hunting in the mountains, to the jellyfish floating delicately through the ocean. Everything belongs to everything. And yet somewhere along the way, humans began to see themselves as separate or even superior to nature. This disconnect is called anthropocentrism. It's a way of seeing the world that puts man at the center of everything. Anthropocentrism emphasizes dominance and control over nature through the paradigms of duality, manifest destiny, objectification of nature, mechanization of nature, and the linear reduction of natural systems into isolated parts. Anthropocentrism shows up in little moments, like individuals littering on the sidewalk, and in large ones, like companies destroying local ecosystems for profit, or international geopolitical conflicts over natural resources. It's all part of the same story, of forgetting where we came from. But I believe that there's another story, the one I think you already know. That life isn't something we own or control, it's something we belong to. Biocentrism puts nature at the center of everything, emphasizing that all life is a part of a vast, interconnected web of relationships. It transforms the traditional perspective of viewing isolated silos of natural systems into a unified whole. Biocentrism expresses itself in quiet choices, someone picking up a piece of trash that wasn't theirs, marine biologists listening to the whispers of the ocean floor, or stopping to feel the cool Colorado rain on your skin. It's a story of remembering. And although biocentrism is not the story of the modern world, as environmentalists, we recognize that biocentrism is the story of the natural world. Animals show an innate ecological awareness that recognizes their identity as deeply interwoven with the natural world. They take only what they need from the forest, and then they give back. The same rhythm of give and take must guide our relationships with the other and with the earth. Sick. When we recognize this, we open ourselves to a deeper gratitude, appreciation, and love for the natural systems that provide for us. And with that love comes the opportunity for us to give back too, through our unique expressions and intentions. Hold up, this part rips. The more I learn to see the world through the lens of biocentrism, the more I feel what it truly means to love, not just the earth, but myself and you too. When we love someone deeply, we care for them, not out of obligation, but because we genuinely want to. Love is less about what you do and more about how you do it. Love is showing up, even when we're tired, or when it would be easier not to. It's seeing a piece of trash littered on the ground and bending down to pick it up. Not because someone's watching, but because you care. That's the kind of love I believe in. Our beliefs shape how we engage with the world. Beliefs become emotions, which influence our thinking, guide our decisions, and ultimately drive our behaviors. Before we can condition new behaviors, we must reveal the beliefs behind them. Only then can we form habits rooted in commitment, consistency, and care that not only impact ourselves, but others as well. Once we consistently commit to small acts of care, our behaviors begin to align with our beliefs, needed for the spiritual and cultural transformation the global environmental crisis demands. And in doing so, we become less willing to compromise on our values because we understand how miraculous and extraordinary it is to be part of belonging to something much greater than ourselves. Our responsibility to each other and the earth isn't a burden, but an expression of love that promises to care for something greater than ourselves. And I know love can be scary. It asks us to let our guard down, to be vulnerable, to open up parts of ourselves we tried so hard to protect. But when we love someone selflessly and completely, the lines of separation between ourselves and the ones we love begin to blur. That's why we have the courage to run into a burning building without hesitation, to save the one we love. If we can learn to selflessly love others with that same radical devotion, perhaps we can gain the courage to extend that love to the earth. So please understand that the true beauty of loving others stems from the foundation of first loving oneself. Only through self-love can we gain the courage to set love free. Love is only borrowed. True love must be released before it can be fully received. Love doesn't belong to us. It's beyond our control. It's often unreciprocated. It's deeply painful. Requires sacrifice. Arrives unexpectedly. Has the right to exist. And it's just there whether you like it or not. Nevertheless, the pain and uncertainty are worth embracing because love is worth fighting for and protecting. That doesn't mean rushing. Love is patient, present. It's not about control. It meets you where you are, uncertainty and all, to gently steer us in the right direction towards compassion for one another. Nothing in this world lasts forever. Even the stars burn out. The laws of thermodynamics tell us that eventually everyone and everything returns to the soil from which it was borrowed. And maybe that's why love feels so overwhelming. We know it's temporary. We know it can't be held onto forever. But that doesn't make it any less worth holding onto while it's here. The deepest love comes from knowing you could lose it all and choosing to love anyway. That's the kind of love I want to offer. When we embrace impermanence, our sense of separation from each other and nature begins to dissolve, and we become something truer and find our full presence. To recognize that your full presence is a beautiful thing allows us to hold space on earth in a meaningful way, through small acts of service that make us human, through accountability, through responsibility, not just for our own actions, but for each other. In that space, there is no separation, and in that realization, there is freedom. In this great quantum dance, we are one with all things, shred. And yet our individual presence remains. We're simultaneously one with the collective and individually responsible. That's the paradox. You matter, and you're a part of everything. In this reciprocal dance between separation and non-separation is where the most powerful kind of love lives. And when we express it through selfless, quiet acts of care, we shift the way we love ourselves, each other, and the earth. With this newfound love, we begin to participate in a new discourse of possibilities. Quantum physics has shown that our words ripple into an infinite horizon of what could be. We are appreciators of all horizons, whether we reach them or not. And no matter how hard you try or how far you go to reach the horizon, it might not always work out the way you wanted it to. Nevertheless, we owe it to ourselves to take a chance on love, because it's better to try and fail than to never have tried at all. Because to love takes the courage to be brave in the face of uncertainty. Shred. Courage is an awareness that lies just beyond our comfort zone, providing an opportunity to create circumstances today that will shape our world for tomorrow. Staying in our comfort zone might feel safe, but leaving the future in someone else's hands is a moral hazard. And though the future is always uncertain, I will keep chasing the moon to that distant horizon where the sun won't fade, knowing I may never grasp it, because it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. I screwed that up. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Undertaking the challenge of transforming our relationships with each other To transition society to a better world will take care, commitment, consistency, compassion, foresight, and a little bit of madness. But the worst kind of madness is seeing the world as it is and not as it should be. And only in a society deprived of love does this kind of madness exist. I don't know where this path leads. I can't promise light at the end of it, but I can promise that you won't have to walk it alone. So if you set the bar, I'll toe the line. With no chance of knowing where we might go, I'll walk beside you, ready to push forward beyond all limits, against all logic, and despite all odds, because that's what love will make you do. Peace.